Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to learn about different types of testing. Okay, in testing there are basically two types. Okay, one is functional testing, one is non-functional testing. So you have seen different types here, right? Before going into each and every type, I will ask you a question: what is a functional testing and what is a non-functional testing? Okay. First, I will explain you about functional testing. I'll give you some few seconds to think about non-functional testing as well. Okay. Functional testing. Functional testing is to test the application based on the functionality. Okay. To test the functionality of a application is called functional testing. Now, I'll show you an example here. So, this is the Google page that we have been talking about. I did not note properly. Yeah. So this is the Google page. In this Google page, we have different kinds of functionalities like add shortcut, search, mic, search through photo or image. We have Gmail. We have images. Okay, there are different kinds. Okay, there are different kinds of functionalities here. So there is a Google Apps where we find different kinds of apps that are linked to Google page, and there is a user profile here. Okay. Now, so these are the different kinds of functionalities. So if we want to test the functionality of this Google page, so let's say I want to click on images, and if I click on images, what would happen? It will take me to some other page to display the images or to search the images. Let's say I'll search some flower. Okay, and click on enter. So these are the different kinds of results that I got. So the functionality of this what we say images link is to navigate me to images page where I can search different kinds of images. Okay. Now this is the functionality of the application of this is the one of the functionality of this Google page. Okay. So functional testing is to test the functionality of the application. Okay. Now, what is non-functional testing? Can you give a thought? I'll give you some few seconds, and yeah, you can give a thought, and you can think for yourself. What is a functional testing? Now, I'll explain. So let's before explaining what is a functional testing, I will ask you a few questions. So as I mentioned, functional testing is to test the functionality of a link or a button or something else that we can actually click and enter data or navigate to. Non-functional testings are different kinds. Okay, they are of UI UX and so many other things. Okay, so if I ask you what is a non-functional testing, what would be your answer? So if I say I'll say like I'll click on this menu bar, Google Apps menu bar. So when I click on it, is this the functional or non-functional bar? Can you think of it? Most of you might think it is a non-functional. No, I'll tell you. Wherever we are able to click, so clicking is some action we are performing on. So when we clicked it, there is some action performed. So and a menu is open. This part is called the clicking, and the menu opening part is the functionality of that particular Google Apps menu. Now, what is the non-functional part here? The non-functional part is the icon that was used. And if I mouse over here, I could see some text. Okay, some text here, Google Apps. And if you could observe carefully, there is a lightly gray color highlighted around this icon. So all these becomes the non-functional there are others as well. Okay, if you see the Google image, okay, the Google logo here, it has different colors. So if you have to test this Google logo, that becomes a non-functional part. That does not become a functional again, because you are not performing any action on that. You are saying what is the color of G, what is the size they have used, what is the width from left to right and right to left, top to bottom and bottom to top, till that Google image. So all this comes under non-functional testing. Okay, non-functional. These are all non-functional because there is no functionality in them. Now I'll ask you another question. So when I clicked on this Google Apps menu, it took some few seconds, right, to open the menu. The time that has taken to open the menu, is it a functional or non-functional? So you might fall in a dilemma because, as I have said earlier, if you are clicking on something and some action is performed on it, and some other result we have received, that's a function. Now I am asking you the same question twisted way. When I clicked on it, it took some few seconds to open a menu. Will that be a functional or non-functional? Just think. Most of you might think that's a functional. The time that system has taken to open that menu, the time part, the loading part, is a non-functional. Okay, it is also called as performance of the application. So how is this performance how is this performance calculated or measured? That we will discuss in performance testing course. But here you have to understand that is a non-functional test. See, I'll tell you another, and I'll give you another example. When I clicked on Gmail, it took some time to load the Gmail page. Okay, this loading part is called the non-functional part of the application, and it's also called as performance testing. Okay, just try to understand it. There is a small gap, a small line. There is a very thin line between functional and non-functional testing. Okay, I'm trying to explain that. So if you have clicked on something, some action is performed, and you got some result, that is the functionality of the application. So if you click on this add shortcut, some window is open. So the clicking part and the clicking part is the sending a request. The window that was opened is a receiving a response. So these two actions are functional part. But the time involved after clicking on this, the fraction of seconds that involved to open the window is the non-functional part. Okay, and you know, right? When we browse something, there will be cookies. Okay, these cookies can also be are also the non-functional because there doesn't involve any functionality of the application. Now, another thing that I want to tell you is session time. So you might have seen in some applications, after you log in and if you leave it for some time, some 30 minutes, 1 hour, or some other times. Okay, sometimes you leave the application for some reason for a few minutes, let's say some 30 minutes or 60 minutes. Then you will get a pop-up saying, do you want to stay signed in, or you want to log out? And there will be a timer. Okay, you might find this in very few applications in our day-to-day life. But if you are working employee and you are not using your application for some time, definitely that gets logged out. Okay, you might have observed that. And sometimes in if you are filing a tax, that gets logged out. UAN number, UAN portal, that is our EPF portal, that gets logged out after some time. So this is the session out. These sessions are called, these sessions are also the non-functional parts, where the functionality is not involved, but the application gets logged out after you have left it for some time. Okay, the session is out. When you are logged in, the session continues. So this is also non-functional. Okay. So all these comes under the non-functional parts, and I'll walk you through the non-functional areas as well. But here we are today we will in this video we will be learning about the types of testing that we have. Okay. Now there are different types of functional testings like unit testing, integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing, sanity of smoke, regression, retesting, compatibility, ad hoc, exploratory, risk-based testings. Okay, I'll explain each and every testing in a detailed way. But before going into it, I'll also show you the non-functional testing part, where you have memory testing, scalability, performance, compatibility, recovery, security, all these comes under the non-functional part, because there is no functionality of the application is involved in these tests. Okay, there is no functionality involved. UI UX testing. UI UX testing is the user interface and user acceptance of the particular application. There is no functionality is involved. That's why this all comes and falls under the non-functional testing area. Okay. Now, let's go into the functional part, where I will explain each and every functional testing in a detailed way. Okay. What is a unit testing? Unit testing is, if you remember, in our previous videos, I have explained about white box testing. So white box testing is also called as unit testing, that will be performed by who? Developers. Okay, unit testing is to test the particular unit code of the application. Let's say if you are searching something. So when you type and click on enter or click on the search button, some results will be displayed. So when you type in some results and click on search, some results will be filtered and displayed, right? So if the developer is running this search functionality code, then it is the unit testing for the search functionality. Okay. So in unit testing, there will be set for every functionality there will be set of code, and developer will run the set of code to test if the particular functionality is working fine or not. So this part is called unit testing. Next, what is the integration testing? Now I have showed you the Google page, right? Say I have showed you the Google page. I will show you once again. So in the Google page, if you remember, when I clicked on images, it navigated me to the images page. Or if I search some flowers here and click on enter, it is navigating me to the it is filtering out the results and showing me the different kind of flowers in a page. Okay, but when I click on the link of this flower, it is taking me to another page. Now, this navigation part from one page to another page to another, is the integration of the application. Okay, you see here, we'll go back once again. Once again, come here. The images link is integrated into the Google page, so that if the user wants to search any images, he will click on this images link. He will navigate to images page, and here you will search something that of his choice. And when he clicks on enter or click on search, he will be navigated to a particular page with the filtered results. So all this data from clicking on images link, entering a word and clicking on enter or click on search, all these are integrated integrated to each other. Yes, that is A to B, B to C relation. A is the Google page where images link is present. When I click on images link, it is navigating me to the images page where I can search any image of my choice. When I search and click on enter, it is navigating me to the another page with the filter results. All the data is a flow. So this flow of data is tested in integration testing. Okay. Next is the system testing. What is this system testing? System testing is to test a particular module of the application. And what is end-to-end testing? End-to-end testing is to test the complete application. Okay, I'll show you. So, I'll give you another example of, let's say, Gmail. Okay, if we navigate to Gmail page, yeah. If we navigate to Gmail page, you could see there are n number of folders like compose, inbox, start, snoozed, important, sent, whatnot. Okay, there are different kinds of functionalities are present in this Gmail page. Now, what is the system testing? So, if I am testing a compose window where I have to compose an email, attach a file, send it to the person who I have mentioned in the to field with a subject. All this is the system testing of compose functionality. But if I have to test the application end to end, I have to test the compose, I have to test the inbox, I have to test the start, snoozed, important, every other functionality that is present here. I have to test in this Gmail page, every other functionality that is present in Gmail page. I have to test each and every part of the application. Then only it is called end-to-end testing. What is system testing? To test a particular functionality to see if it is working as per the expectations or not. Okay. Next, user acceptance testing. User acceptance testing is to test the application if it is if user is able to access it with an ease or not. Okay. Let's say the same Google page or Gmail page, whatever you can say. You can go and see if I am able to type the Gmail account. Okay, when I type few words, I am getting a list of users that are involved with that word. Okay. Now, it is easy for user to select from this list of users. Instead, if I say if I don't display a user list which are already saved in the Gmail account and which I have to whom I have already sent an email. Okay, if I don't show the list, will it be helpful for the user? No, it will not be helpful for the user, because every time if we have to send an email to a particular person and if we have to type the email completely, it will be like why I'm doing this every time. It's not user friendly, right? So to make the application user friendly, let's say to make the Gmail user friendly, what they have done is, if the user is already if you have sent the email to the particular user many times or even a one time, if you just type few words of that user email, you'll get the list and you can select it easily. That is a user friend. Okay. In the same way, there is a attachment pin, right? If I click on it, what will happen? I will get a window open. Let's say if this window is not open, every time I have to drag and drop the files here. Will that be user friendly? No, that is not user friendly. That is not user friendly. Or if I have the images open, or if I have already have a folder open, I can just drag and drop the images instead of clicking on the attach files pin. So that is also user friendly in one. Okay. So in this way, the application should be user friendly, and to test this part, if it is actually user friendly or not, is called a user acceptance testing. User acceptance testing is to test the application with similar to the live test data to see if user is able to accept the functionalities or not. Okay. Sanity or smoke testing. What is the sanity or smoke testing? Sanity or smoke testing is to test the high level or high priority test cases. What are these high priority test cases? What are these high priority test cases? High priority test cases are the critical test cases of the particular application. So, if we have any bugs in that, then the application is gone completely. So, in the high priority test cases, we try to identify all the high priority bugs and fix them. Because if there are any bugs in the high priority functionalities of the application, the whole application is okay. And sanity or smoke testing is performed just before the release, okay, or in user acceptance testing and in production environments. UAT and production environments, sanity or smoke testing is performed. Okay. Next, regression testing. What is regression testing? We have been talking about regression testing for past few videos, right? What is regression testing? Regression testing is where the entire application or the existing functionalities are tested whenever there is a new release. Okay, whenever there is a new release, then the existing functionalities test cases are run to see if they are working fine or if there are any bugs due to this new release. Okay, then comes the retesting part. Retesting part is when a particular bug is fixed. So we have been talking about bugs also, right? For past few videos, whenever the bugs are fixed and deployed to our QA environment, this retesting is done to see if that particular bug is fixed or not. Now, I have a question for you. Can we run regression testing in retesting? Can we run regression testing after the bugs are fixed? Can you think of it? If you think of it, you'll get the answer properly. You might think, no, regression as I have mentioned, as we were told, regression testing is only performed after a new release. But bug is not a new release. Okay, bug is not a new release. So regression testing cannot be performed. You might think about it. But if you are thinking so, you are wrong. If the bug is released to QA, is it a new release or not? It is a new release. Because after the bug was fixed and released to QA environment, the existing functionalities might fail. Okay, existing functionalities which were working earlier might not work due to the code changes. So, regression testing is also performed after the bug fixes or in QA environment. Okay. What is compatibility testing? To test the application in different browsers, in different versions, and in different devices. Why I'm using different devices? So if you have a web application, it should also work in mobile device and tablet, Android device, Mac, Windows, whatnot. We have different devices, right? Apple. So in all these, in iPhone. So in all these devices, it should work. So that is compatibility testing is to perform the testing in different browsers, of different versions, and also in different devices. What is ad hoc testing? I have told you earlier. Okay, in first two videos. Ad hoc testing is performed when there is a release and if there are any high priority bugs. So in this ad hoc testing, there is no involvement of test cases, and ad hoc testing is performed or whenever there is a new whenever there is a release to the production. Okay, whenever there is a release to production, the team tests application if there are any high priority bugs or not. If there are any high priority bugs, the test cases will not be run, and both developer and testing team will sit together to fix those bugs and then make the application ready for the launch. Okay, what is exploratory testing? Exploratory testing is to test each and every functionality of the application by exploring it. Okay, the word itself says to explore the application. So the user will explore the application to see every functionality is working fine or not. He is able to add, delete, update. He is able to add the data, delete the data, update the data. So all these things he is able to perform on the application now. Okay. Then comes the risk-based testing. Okay, risk-based testing. What is this risk-based testing? Risk-based testing is to test the application with the known bugs. Okay, is to release the application with the known bugs. The testing team will say there are few bugs, and the development team may say that these are already known bugs. We will fix it in the next sprint or next release. But as of now, we have to release the application. Okay, in such cases, it's a risk-based. The release itself is a risk-based, and the testing that we are doing, we know the bugs are there, but we cannot report them because they are already known bugs. So this kind of testing is called a risk-based testing. Okay, guys, this is all about the functional testing. I'll show you the document that I have prepared for you. Here is the document. Okay, here I have mentioned very clearly what is the functionality of the application. It is where user is able to perform some action on the software application, like entering the data into fields, clicking on buttons, etc. Non-functional testing, it's where functionality is not at all involved. Okay, these are the few areas like UI, UX, cookies, load time or performance, session, etc. that we will be discussing about non-functional testing in detailed way when we will start the when we'll go through the performance testing. In performance testing, I'll explain what is non-functional testing and how the performance of the application is measured and etc. Okay. Next comes the types of testing. I've listed out here. Here the unit testing is where code is involved, and all these are the types of functional testing that we have gone through till now. Okay, guys, I want you to go through this video at least once or twice so that you would be able to understand what is functional testing, what is non-functional testing, the types of functional and non-functional testing, and etc. And you will be able to understand it well. If you have any doubts and questions, you can reach me on my details that I've shared in the earlier videos. Okay, I'll see you on next section, guys. Next section would be about the QA and QC testing. Here we have multiple topics that we can discuss on, and there is one more topic that I have to add. That is, give me a minute. Boundary value. boundary value analysis also. So in next section, that is in our next videos, we'll be looking into QA and QC testing section, and here are different things, different topics that we can discuss on. So I'll walk you through each and every topic. We'll discuss it, and once this section is done, there will be few practice exercises. I will share few practice websites where you will be able to design test cases, and you will be able to execute them on your own. Okay, guys. And after that, we'll be discussing few interview topics, and then the course will be done. Okay. See you guys. See you on the next video, that is QA and QC testing part. In that section, we'll be meeting on different topics like test plan, test case designing, and etc. So I'll see you on next videos, guys. Bye bye.